short while ago I posted some pictures of a booster pump that I was building, and I've done a little more work on it. Still have some more work to do, but I took and put some controls on it to kind of automate the process. Booster pump, really what it is say you have a couple thousand, say 2,000 pounds of air left in your tank, your scuba tank, but you really want 3,500 pounds. This booster pump will take and pump that 2,000 pound air. It'll use that and pump it up to a higher pressure into a like a different tank, into a smaller tank. So what we've got my tank down here, my scuba tank, and it right now has about 2,000 pounds in it. And this pump, it has two sides. It has a low pressure side, which is down here on the bottom, and a high pressure side, which is up here on the top. And the high pressure air from the scuba tank comes into this Foster fitting right here and goes into this manifold. It fills up this cylinder up here to let's say to the 2,000 psi. Then shop air comes in through here through this solenoid valve and drives this big 4-inch diameter piston down, which compresses all the air, the high pressure air in the top, into the teeny little space here inside this manifold, and then it exhausts it out under the higher pressure through this line over into whatever tank you've got it running into. This tank that I've got right here is a paintball tank. It's 48 cubic inches. That's close to 800 cc's. So it's more than like pumping up a air rifle. But anyway, I'll show you how it works. Up here on the top, I've got a relief valve, to kind of bleed the pressure when I'm unhooking the connections. I've got a pressure gauge up here that'll show what the pressure is on the output side. I've got two solenoid valves here. This one is on the input side, turns the air on and off on the input side, and this is on the exhaust side, turns the air on and off. And what I've got in the controls down here, which actually turn the solenoids on and off, I've got it set so that on the compression stroke, when it pushes down, it lags at the bottom. It stops after it's done the compression to give the air plenty of time to transfer and everything to equalize before it exhausts. So when this thing's in operation, you're going to hear what sounds like a major air leak, but really it's just the exhaust, because this 4-inch by 8-inch cylinder down here running shop air, that's a lot of air running through there. So anyway, that's kind of the deal on it. The solenoids are run on 12 volts DC, so my electronics are all running off 12 volts DC. And the shop air is, just regular 100 psi shop air. And I've got it set so that it only uses as much air as is absolutely necessary to get the compression. So anyway, let's go ahead and hook this up and see what happens. And hopefully I know exactly what's going to happen, but I've got the hook the high pressure air up to it right now. All right, through the Foster fitting. I'm going to go ahead and let's see, I've got everything turned off. So I'm going to turn on the shop air here also. Well, let's see, it's already on. And it's coming around through this hose, comes in through the side here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn the tank pressure on. And when I do that, you'll hear kind of a weird noise as the pressure builds up here, and you'll see what happens. I better close the bleed first. Here we go. All right, so it went up pretty fast to 2,000 because all we're really filling is this area up in here. And cylinder diameter is 1.1 inches, but the piston rod is 1 inch in diameter, so you really don't have too much swept volume in there. All right, now when I go ahead and turn the electronics on, this thing will take over and run by itself, and all we really have to do is watch the pressure gauge. All right, here goes. ahead and turned it off. But anyway, you get the idea of what's going on here. So that was filling that tank up, filled it up from less than 2,000 pounds to about 2,400 psi. And I have plans to take and bore this cylinder out. It can go out a little bit more to about 1 3/16 from 1 1/8, but that's what I've got there.